Now, though, she left Radio 1 last month after nearly 10 years. It was emotional for everybody. And tonight, Clara Amfo, though, is back with her new music show, ITV Studio Sessions, where she's getting to know some of our favourite artists.
Over 6 shows, 6 artists take to the stage right here at the O2 in a stripped-back setting to perform their biggest hits, new songs and a cover of a favourite track. I'll also be talking to them about their careers, inspirations, passions and life in the spotlight.
Hello,
Ran,
my darling.
Beanie, my
love
strictly
this woman.
bestie.
Yes.
Hello, darling.
I love you. We're normally chatting on WhatsApp in surreptitious calls.
Yeah.
As we're both wandering around in our lives. And today to have you here is so brilliant.
Delighted to be here.
Congratulations on this new show.
Thank you so much.
Because there isn't really anything like it on TV.
There isn't at the moment. Yeah. I love performance telly. Growing up, I loved watching award shows. I loved watching any kind of show where you just got to see artists do what they love to do.
Were you too young for Top of the Pops?
Well, no, Top of the Pops is still rocking. It's still going on. It's on every year at Christmas. I posted it, so yeah. Yeah. I'm on the Top of the Pops gen for sure.
Yeah. And just tell us a bit about it starts this weekend?
It's tonight. Yeah. So 10:45 on ITV, and you can watch it on ITVX as well. So it's available to stream. And our first guest is Jess Glynn. We've got the brilliant Siku on, who's a really exciting new talent, Kat Burns, Youngblood, Becky Hill, Tom Walker. Yeah, so it's six episodes.
And you are a specialist in getting under the skin of these artists. It's what you've done your whole career. What did you learn that you didn't know? Because you know all these artists anyway through Radio 1 and so on. What was different about these ITV studio sessions? I tell you what I learned is that everybody, no matter how successful they are, still gets mega nervous and is still a perfectionist like you've never known. And I think everybody was like, is that OK? Like, there wasn't a single artist that didn't check with the room. Did I do all right? Yes. And it's like, but you're amazing, you're so talented. But I think it keeps them human. I like that, actually. Well, I heard a great story from one of my colleagues, John Stapleton, who isn't here now, but, you know, he left ITV a while ago. But brilliant John said to me that he was on holiday somewhere and they ended up watching Mick Jagger and the Stones. And at the end, and he ended up hanging out with the band manager because they were in the same hotel, and obviously she knew John because John's such a legend on TV here. And they're in the bar and it's sort of 1 a.m. and the manager just goes, oh, hang on a minute, my phone's ringing. It was Mick Jagger going, was that gig OK? Yeah. You know, this was a few years ago, nervous that they hadn't quite performed as well. It's extraordinary, isn't it? Actual Mick Jagger, still checking in. But but I like it. It keeps artists human, you know? Yeah, it really does. Now, listen, leaving Radio 1, I saw it all on Instagram because it was a really big emotional moment. Can I just ask you what point you realised you were going to move away from Radio 1, because it's been your home? Yeah, do you know what it is? I mean, I'm still part of the BBC, family, you know. And the ITV family. Well, exactly. Look, I love everybody. Indeed. I love everybody, you know. But there's so many things that I love to do. I'm a creative person. Right. And there's so many things that I don't have time to do. And, you know, something had to give. And I thought, you know what, I've had an incredible time. I've got to meet my heroes. I've got to, you know, travel to different countries, do all these great things. And it's time to it's just time to sort of move on and pass it on. Like, you can't be selfish with doing a job like this. Do you know what I mean? In the same way Annie Mac was with me, in the same way Zayn was with her. And it's a cyclical thing, you know? Keeping everything fresh for the listeners and so on. Now, listen, we saw you recently at the Brits, being absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. I did not realise that there was a rather scary moment for you to do with something and your... Now, am I right in saying there is such a thing as stick-on knickers? I've never heard of it. Mark will tell you. Mark didn't know about it. Oh, well, it's education. Right. Well, because Mark's over here, right? Come on in, Mark, quickly.
Mark, please, come through. Come on.
Mark's slightly horrified by the entire episode. Perch here, perch here. Go on.
So, shout out to the incredible Caroline Vito, who designed this masterpiece, which I loved. So, with a garment like that, you know, underwear isn't, you know, traditional underwear. It's not happening. So I had stick-on knickers, but they didn't stick in the way that I wanted them to, and my lovely friend Debbie, who was working on the show, had to essentially, sort of yank them off me before we went to a live link, which was within about 10 seconds.
I mean, that's above and beyond the Call of Duty, do you know what I mean?
Shout out to Debbie Rees-Block, incredible.
Why did you wear any? Could you not just come out there?
Do you know what? I could have.
Yes.
But, you know, I just wanted to fit
You're a
in.
good girl.
Yeah, my
Just
mum's
on a
watching,
really
I am.
practical note, how do you go to the bathroom?
Do you know that you don't?
Oh,
You
right,
don't.
OK, so
Look,
you
when
don't.
you're doing something like the Brits, your bladder is obsolete. What is a bladder, you know?
This is brilliant. Right, go on.
Yeah.
You can go now, Mark.
OK,
You've got work
bye-bye,
to
see
do
you
later.
later. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. I just wanted to share his absolute... He was agog when I told him about stick-on knickers this morning. It's actually very, very funny.
They really are a thing.
Clara, tell me a bit about... I want to know, A, what is your karaoke go-to?
Oh.
Because you have heard all these amazing artists, and can you sing?
Oh, listen, I can't sing. That's why I love to talk to singers. I love to sing, like we all do, when you're in the shower.
Because you were a judge on The Voice as well, weren't you?
So I was on Team Anne-Marie, which was a great time. It was me, Anne-Marie and Ray, and it was lovely watching all that talent just up close and personal. It was, like, incredible. But I think my karaoke go-to song is We Belong Together by Mariah Carey.
Oh, you go for Mariah Carey as your karaoke song?
Because I'm terrible at it, and that makes the karaoke experience, I think, better.
And can I ask you, because you've been up close, I mean, Jay-Z, you know, every big name that you can think of, and you've yet to interview Beyonce, is that right?
I've interviewed her for like a half a second. So I hosted the Lion King premiere.
Yes.
And she came, and she was lovely and gracious and so kind and so sweet. And I posed like a lion next to her, which was quite embarrassing. I literally went like this next to her in a picture. I was like this, grrr. That actually happened.
Yeah.
But she's on my to-do list. I want to do a really long sit-down interview with her.
Yeah, you do. And
Yeah.
Dua Lipa, by the way,
Angel
I know
on this
on
earth.
Strictly, she popped up as a surprise for you.
She did.
Didn't she? But she also surprised you.
Yeah, she sent me a gorgeous bouquet of flowers on my last day at Radio 1, like, lovely handwritten note. She's a good egg, Dua. Like, I've known her, like, from the start, and
Yeah.
she hasn't changed. The only thing that's changed about her is that she's grown in confidence.
Yeah.
And her new album, I started listening to this... Well, I had a cheeky listen before anyway, but it's fantastic. It's so good.
And before you go, is a beautiful voice a God-given talent?
I think so,
It's
know.
a gift,
I
is
think
it?
it is a gift.
Yeah.
I've been so lucky to see such great talent up close and personal. When you see it and feel it that way, you're like, this is otherworldly.
Yeah,
Obviously, it takes work and practice, got to be maintained, but, yeah, it's a gift. I absolutely believe that.
Yeah, but the hard work and the success is where it is.
Correct.
Their grit and
That's
determination.
it, man.
And that's what we hear about, isn't it? In ITV Studio Sessions
That's it.
tonight and every Friday at 10:45 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVX. I love you.
I love you more.
So much.